Welcome to Write with Love. I'm your host, Sarah Williams, best-selling author, speaker, and creative entrepreneur. Each week, I chat to passionate and inspiring authors about their journey in creative writing. Some are traditionally published, some do it themselves. Everyone's journey is different, and everyone has something interesting to say. We all love love and love what we do. Today's show is brought to you by our amazing fans and supporters on Patreon. If you'd like to help support the show and get some awesome bonus episodes, go to patreon.com/Sarah Williams Author to learn more. Now here's today's show. G'day. I'm Sarah Williams. Thanks for joining me for episode 93 of Write with Love. I'm recording this on Friday, September 20th, 2019. I am out of the audiobook cave. There's just some final tweaks required now before sending my books, The Sky Over Brigadier Station and The Legacies of Brigadier Station, to the distributors. They can take a while to do all their checks, so I'll let you know when they're ready to go. In the meantime, if you would like to get on my ARC team and become one of my reviewers for either the audiobooks or my latest ebooks, please get in touch either via my socials or website. I can't stress how important reviews are for authors, and we love you guys. If you are in Brisbane on the 26th or the 27th of September, then you can come and meet me and Miles, also known as Nick Ryan from The Cloud's Daughters. Fun fact about Miles, did you know he played alongside Hugh Jackman in Wolverine? I'd completely forgotten about this until I was watching it the other day and go, hey, I know him. That was so weird. Anyway, we will be talking at Chermside and Carindale Libraries, and we're also hosting an intimate VIP get-together as well. And if you join my Facebook reader group, Readers of Sarah Williams, you will get the invite to that. Then on September the 28th, we will be at Books by the Bridge at SeaWorld on the Gold Coast. All the times and booking links are on my website, which is sarahwilliamsauthor.com. The latest Australian romance multi-author box set from Serenade Publishing is called Outback Lovers, and it is out now on ebook for only 99 cents. This time I've teamed up with fellow Aussies Leesa Bow, SM Spencer and Suzanne Cass. It's only available for a limited time, so you've got to go and buy it now. If you love Australian rural romance, then you will love these full-length rural stories. My best-selling novel, The Sky Over Brigadier Station, is included in the set. I have day passes left for my next writers' retreat, which is being held in the beautiful seaside town of Noosa on the 18th until the 21st of October. If you want to write a book or learn how to make your marketing dollars go further, then book your place now. All the info is on my website. And if you're an author who would like to be a sponsor or get a shout out on the show, send an email to sarah@serenadepublishing.com or become a patron at patreon.com/Sarah Williams Author for more information. Right, time for the interview. Today I'm talking to Leesa Bow. Leesa's story, Charming the Outback, is in my latest Australian romance boxed set, and she's also going to be at SeaWorld book signing this Saturday. So enjoy the show, and I'll see you next week. G'day and welcome to Write with Love. Today on the show, I'm chatting to Leesa Bow. Thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for asking me, Sarah. It's an absolute pleasure to be here.
Yeah, well, great. Let's start this off. Tell us about yourself and your journey to publication.
Well, I always liked to read, but I never thought about writing too much. Since I left school, I was a nurse and then went into sales because my daughters all played sport and someone needed to taxi them, and my hours of work weren't really able to do that because my four daughters played at a national level, so they had up to 26 trainings and games a week, so all around Adelaide, so it was crazy. And when my second daughter was in year 12 and she tried out for the AIS selection camp, and she played in nationals. She became quite sick towards the end of year 12, and we found out that she had Ewing sarcoma in her pelvis, yet she was still playing basketball and training 2 to 3 times a day. We were shocked. As a mother, I thought I failed her because, it's, you look at all those signs and symptoms and you miss them because you just think she's overtraining. And so I needed to do something in the hospitals. When the hospital's about 9 months. And sorry, when I talk, I'm okay, but when I talk about it, I get a little bit choked up because it was a while ago, and I felt like I failed her. So I just was in a bad place, couldn't read, couldn't concentrate, couldn't do anything. So then I had a dream, and it felt so good that I wrote that dream down. And I'd started to write a little bit more and more and end up writing a book. So it just came over time, and I haven't published that book, but I then decided this is so therapeutic. I love it. It's my outlet. I just love the writing process that I decided to write some other books. And after reading some sport romance, in the US, I thought, well, I can do that. My girls play, my husband played AFL, I'll write an AFL romance. And yes, so then my first book, Winning the Player, ended up getting picked up by Penguin Random House Destiny as an ebook. And the next book, Charming the Outback, did as well. And then as I continued on, I ended up getting my rights back and continued the series, the sport romance series. And yes, that's how I come about writing.
Yeah, excellent. So you've got your rights back and now you're putting those books out independently. So yeah, fantastic. So yes. Wow, I can really see the sports theme coming through now.
Yes. They say write what you know.
Yeah. So you're a bit of a wag, I suppose, a wife and girlfriend. You probably have lots to pull from.
Well, in South Australia, that term was never used then. Yeah. It was a long time ago for me. But yeah, I had so many friendships through the football club, and they were good times. My children grew up from a young age, babies at the football, in your arms. And no, it was, they were fun times. But very demanding. Yeah. Back then my husband had to have a full-time job and then train on top of it. So he'd leave at 7 a.m. and come home at 8 o'clock at night. Didn't see him, and it was hard with 4 children.
Yeah. Gosh. And you were saying your daughter was sick. Is she okay now?
Yes, she is. She was a real fighter. She's married and she has a little baby, which is our miracle granddaughter. So we are very, very blessed to have this little girl. Yeah. So yeah, very excited. She's doing well.
Yeah, is she
always scary, but she's doing well.
Yeah. Is she still playing sport?
No. She's tried to have a few social games, but because she had a large chunk of her pelvis removed, and she has like plates in there and muscles removed all around the pelvis, it's very restricting and difficult. And when she falls over, I just freak. It's like, yeah, because sport, even if it's non-contact, it's rough. It's very demanding. Yeah. So as a mum, I'm always worrying and saying, be careful.
Yeah, I've got 4 young kids, and at least both my boys are very sporty, so they both play soccer. So it's one of those things.
Yeah,
go have fun, but I couldn't even imagine what you've gone through. So that's brilliant that you managed to find writing so therapeutic. I love that story. Oh, okay.
Thank
Let's
you.
get on with the other questions. All right. You wrote Charming the Outback, which is, as I keep telling everyone who listens, in Outback Lovers, which is the latest Australian romance boxed set that Serenade Publishing has put out. It is available until the end of November. So, Charming the Outback, tell us about this story.
I grew up in Broken Hill in far west New South Wales. So it was very arid, a mining town. But even though it wasn't far from being a pretty place, the community, it was such a wonderful community. The people are so friendly. Everyone loves to drive through there because, you know, it's a very warming place in that respect. Very social. Back in its live days, there was a pub on nearly almost every corner. But it was a very fun place to grow up. So being that there's a lot of stations around Broken Hill as well, I decided to write a story about a character from Winning the Player who a secondary character, and she went back to Broken Hill with a teaching appointment, and also chasing her ex to try and let him see what he is missing out on. But I love the whole community of that rural outback station life, the jokes, you know, comedy. It's I really enjoyed writing that book.
Yeah, it's a great book, and it's awesome to have it in the in this box set. So well done. And so you've got like 6 in the series now, is that right?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Excellent. And is it
so there's
no, you go.
Charming the Outback has some country football in it.
Yeah.
So that's how it kind of also fits in. Plus, she's the best friend of one of the main characters in the first book. So that's where I tied it in. There's a cricket romance as well. I had to ask my son-in-laws, and they had a lot of questions as well. That was a good book. How I actually come about writing Jardin and Caught Out was I was walking along the beach, and we found this letter rolled up with flowers all around it, garnished, and had been brought back to the shore. And it was to Yamiya, which is a deity and of the ocean. And I didn't understand it. And this person was asking for forgiveness, asking for their life to go forward. And I almost thought, the first time I read it, I thought it was a suicide note, and I panicked a little. But then as I kept reading it, I realised it was an offering. So I went home and Googled Yamiya, and now from that letter, that the deity actually comes up a lot in my books. So I discovered something new, and and I quickly rolled that letter back up and sent it out to the ocean so that his wish would be granted. I keep researching on this, and the current book I'm writing, it also comes into it on the shores of South America, in Salvador and Brazil. They do celebrations over there as well.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, very fascinating.
yeah. And I love how you just found that on the beach too. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I never find anything fun on the beach. I go looking for shells and I don't even find them. That's so cool. I just don't go to the beach enough, obviously. Oh dear. So the latest in your series that came out is called Playing for Time. So tell us about this story. What can we expect when we pick it up?
Well, Playing for Time is quite an emotional story as well. As with my sport romances, there's a lot more emotion. They're fun. There's other things. The sport's just really a small theme with it. It's second chance romance as well. The heroine is a flight attendant, and she has a very close relationship with her grandparents. And I think I had such a close relationship with my grandparents, and my children have an extremely close relationship with their grandparents. So I'm trying to do the same as a grandparent. So I think I wanted to touch on that in this book. As a nurse, I always try to bring some topic into my books, and this book, it has Alzheimer's as well. And I'll just read you the blurb. It's not very long. It is, as a flight attendant, I meet a lot of famous people, some I never see again. Darcy Rain was the exception, the handsome, sexy king of the football world. At first, I denied the attraction. I don't date players, especially the off-field kind. I'm a regular girl, and my world is too small for someone like him. Turned out I underestimated a footballer's determination and focus to never give up. So I gave in. He had a dream before me, almost lost it because of me. And in my darkest hour, when I needed him most, he got his dream. So
Sounds good.
that book took me a while to write. I put it down and wrote other books, went back to it, put it down, wrote other books, because I knew there was something missing. So I just had to keep coming back to that one. And yeah, but I'm so glad that one's out, and I really do. I loved writing it as well. That's why I thought I just can't ever shelve it. It's got to come out, but I wanted it to be right.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, and I had fun interviewing. I had fun interviewing air hostesses, talking to them about their lives as well. The characters go up to Port Douglas and Cairns, so that's always fun as well. It was good. It was a fun book to write.
Yeah, fantastic. That's awesome. So are you going to keep going with this series of books? Have you got some more sports you want to tap into and some more characters that you want to bring through?
I do, but in Charming the Outback, the character Zane, everyone liked him sometimes more than the main character. So I know I have to write his story. I have to give him his story. There's also a secondary character in Caught Out, Oliver, who is the heroine's best friend. He needs his story as well. I think I'll have to go on and do his story. And then the sisters of one of the secondary characters, well, they're the sister and her best friends. Well, they're my characters in the book I'm currently writing, though there's no sport romance in that one. And I'm also doing. I'm in the Cocky Hero world with Vi Keeland and Penelope Ward, and I'm writing a book called Cocky Notes, which is the Cocky Bastard book that they wrote. I'm doing that character while he was still living in Australia and not in the US, and he's friends with my characters, and so that book will be coming out next year.
Oh, wow.
So that's quite exciting as well.
Yeah.
So my characters will be seen. Some of my characters will be seen, but they won't play a big role. It'll be completely new roles, but they'll have cameos in that book as well.
That's awesome. I always love when you can bring characters back and kind of,
this is what that's the fun stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you live with these characters for such a long time in your heads as writers that it's nice to kind of go, hey, remember them?
Yeah, like, bring my friends back.
I missed you. Oh, fantastic. Well, we're both, we don't live very far apart. You're in Brisbane, I'm up in the Sunshine Coast. And this coming weekend, we are both heading down to SeaWorld on the Gold Coast, aren't we?
We are.
So
very exciting.
Yeah, it'll be fantastic. There's I've talked about this on the show as well. So there'll be, I think there's 49 signing authors, and we'll be hanging out at SeaWorld Resort on the Gold Coast, and you'll be there. I'll be there. I'll have Miles with me because, you know, I'm dragging.
I know. I can't wait to meet Miles.
Oh, everyone can't wait to meet Miles.
And of course, thank you, darling.
Oh, with me, it's all right. But yeah, I know there are still a handful of tickets, maybe I think 5 last time I was talking to Kat. So if anyone's listening and they do want to come to Books by the Bridge SeaWorld on Saturday, it starts, I think general admission starts from 1 o'clock till 4 o'clock. So on Saturday. So I really wish I knew what the website was off the top of my head, but you can definitely find the booking link at my website, sarahwilliamsauthor.com. So go there and grab that last ticket. And I think they do door sales as well. So if you are coming, just rock up and you should be able to get in. So that's very exciting. You can meet Leesa, you can meet me, you can meet Miles, you can meet, who else have I had on the show? Lauren McKellar, she's going to be there. Suzanne Bellamy, I'm pretty sure she's going to be there. So yeah, 49 authors. It's going to be fantastic. I can't wait.
Oh, a lot of fun. Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. So what are you working on now? I mean, you've got all these other books coming out, but is there something else that you're writing at the moment?
Yes, I'm writing the book that I was writing in the hospitals while Shawnee was sick. I have titled it Yulara, but I don't think that name will stay with the book. It's set in the jungle, in the South American rainforest. Heartbreaking that it's burning. I've been doing so much research, and it's really terrible. But I love that country so much, and the research I've been researching it for around, since 2009, I've been researching this book and just trying to get facts right. My daughter went over this year, even though she went to the Peruvian and near Bolivian, the rainforest there. Mine is near Brazil and then up into the Venezuelan rainforest near Angel Falls. So that's where mine is set. So it's a little bit like Eat, Pray, Love, where the young girls are going on their journey. They're needing to find themselves. A couple of them are really quite lost. And one finds meets this mysterious man, and he happens to be working in the rainforest in a community with Indigenous people. So yeah, and then the story unfolds from there, and it's very interesting. Some great topics to look into. Yeah. I love researching as much as I do writing, and especially the connection of the Indigenous people with the medicinal plants and the trees and how it speaks to them, and the spirit animals, and it's fascinating. Yeah. Yes, it's so yes. Without really revealing too much, that hopefully that book is out next year.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. Well, I definitely can't wait. Sounds like a really great one with all those feels. I love it. Awesome. Well, where can we find you online and keep up with all of your releases?
My website is at leesabow.com, all one word, lowercase. And my books are being on Amazon at the moment. Some were wide, but at the moment they're only on Amazon. Kindle Unlimited.
Excellent.
So, yes, but that changes. So if you go to my website, you'll always be up to date with where to buy my books. Yeah.
Absolutely. And of course, Outback Lovers is wide. So if you do want to get a bit of a taster for Leesa's books, you can definitely read Charming the Outback in the Outback Lovers boxed set. And like I said, it's 99 cents. It's a complete bargain. There's 4 of us until the end of November, though. So you do have to buy it before then. Well, that was fantastic. Thank you so much for your time today, Leesa. That was really great. And I'll be seeing you on Saturday.
Thank you. Yes, see you Saturday.
Thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the show. Jump onto my website, sarahwilliamsauthor.com, and join my mailing list to receive a free preview of my books and lots of other inspiration. If you like the show and want it to continue, you can become a sponsor for just a couple of dollars a month. Go to patreon.com/sarahwilliamsauthor. And remember to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and leave a review of the podcast. I'll be back next week with another loved up episode. Bye!